Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We are coming to you live on what is today's date? Saturday, October 12th. Man, don't forgive me. Dude, my days be running together. I just know I put my head down during the week. I look up and we here on a Saturday. That's how I be feeling. But yeah, once again, it is October 12th of 2024. This year is flying by. October is one of the best sports months of the year, in my opinion, because you have the MLB playoffs that are happening. NFL season is definitely in form right now.
Hmm.
NBA preseason happening. For the NHL people, the season is already underway. College football in its peak. So you there's a lot of activity happening. And so just a quick recap from last week, the Bears, two in a row have won, which I believe what is eight straight at home now. They have the longest home winning streak in the NFL by taking care of the Panthers on an easily fashion on that one. NBA preseason, like I mentioned, is underway. Bulls. I mean, we all have different expectations on that one, but nevertheless, that's happening. MLB playoffs. Dodgers just
Eliminated
pretty
the Padres. I'm sad. I'm real sad. I wanted them and the Phillies to get busy, man. Get busy.
Dang, you got the complete opposite out here. So we got the Dodgers and the Mets happening in the next round. The Yankees are awaiting the winner of Game Five's matchup between two teams I don't give two issues about. That's just me. Um, but nevertheless, we're here
That's
this morning. Introducing my bro Jake. What's up, bro? How you doing?
yo. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another day. Another day, man. Party hard because I hope half y'all ain't got work like I do on Monday. So enjoy that extra day.
Hey man, you see when you so you get a little benefits if you work for the city, and I guess that's one of them. Any of these holidays or federal holidays or whatever you want to call it, you get off, correct?
Yep. I get off of them these paper made holidays that they came up with out of nowhere. Like, oh, that seems important. We should have that day off. Yeah, I like that. They good day off with pay. I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
I'm sure you are. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. And then I want to say perfect timing on. Yeah, it's definitely perfect timing.
Always,
Introducing.
yes,
I mean,
sir.
he slides in like a smooth fox in the night. It's introducing our bro Ian. What it do?
Hey, how y'all doing this morning? How y'all feeling?
Man, great, bro. Great. How was your work week, man?
It was long, bro. Long, man.
Bro, these 5 days work, 2 days off, man. They need to change something. Be like other countries out here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So just so you know, I did update the little our sheet and stuff.
It look
I
ugly,
worked
man.
late into the night early this morning. So all right, we're gonna get into it. All right, so the Bears took care of Ian's favorite team, the Panthers, last week. Um, I'm gonna leave you alone going forward. I definitely, if not last Saturday, I definitely, was definitely expressing my feelings on last Sunday. So my apologies on that one.
I mean,
But
he ain't got like 20 teams, man. Leave him alone, bro.
yeah, I'm already knowing he got 2/3 of the league. But anyway, uh, Bears end up winning 36-10 at home, extending the home longest winning streak in the NFL right now. Um, I'll just go real quick and I'll let y'all get to it. Just real quick, like when Chuba, whatever, Mr. Hubbard did his thing in that first touchdown, I'm like, here we go again. Like this is just following the script. We always talking about the script and stuff in the
I
NFL.
mean,
That's
Hmm.
that's what it felt like. But then they answered back, and then all of a sudden they just kept answering and kept answering and kept answering. I'm like, this is the type of offense that we would want to see. Granted, it's the Panthers. Sorry, Ian, but Panthers are not that good on defense at all. They're not a good football team, but hey, this is the NFL, and if you're gonna be
A
like a
professional.
team, right, or you're gonna be a team that that has expectations, these are the games you have to win. Somebody on the radio said, like, this is a layup. You got to make your layups, right? So, nevertheless, I mean, they definitely won in dominating fashion. Jake, what are your thoughts about this game?
It was the best thing I ever seen. And people in the Bears uniform, especially on offense. It was the best thing I seen, man. I haven't seen the Bears have a high scoring offense in all my years. I mean, it comes and goes. Don't get me wrong. We didn't have a couple of flashes. We had a flash with Rex Grossman. We had a flash with Mitchell Trubisky. We had a couple flashes with Jay Cutler,
Yeah.
But just to see it happening with a first round draft pick in Caleb Williams and this supposed to be, new amped up offense that that we paid for. It finally looked like we paid for something that we like.
I mean, true. You got a point. Ian, I know you got mixed feelings about all this, but what are your thoughts here?
The Bears. They played pretty good. They was able these last couple weeks to establish the run. Um, DJ Moore and Caleb, they look more locked in. I was proud my boy got two tutties on his old team, so that was always a good look. They just look more efficient on offense. Granted it's the Panthers, but they're an NFL team. Hey, you can only play who on your schedule. Never, nevertheless, Caleb he looked pretty good. So they look pretty good on offense. The defense, defense been solid in the last, you know, 10 games.
About
I
30
think.
years. No, just play.
No, not 30 years. The last 10 games. I don't think nobody has scored over 20 points or 21 points on them. I think something similar to that.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. So the offense look pretty good. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow early in the morning.
Yes, sir. What is it? Ain't it so eight? It's an 8 o'clock game, right?
Yeah, they're in London. Yep.
8:30 joint for tomorrow morning. And just to finish off before we keep it moving, um, they made Andy Dalton look very pedestrian out there. 18 to 28, 136 passing, no touchdowns, one pick. He was sacked 3 times. It was to the point to where even Bryce Young got back on the field. So you know, Hubbard definitely. I mean, he was the only bright spot in my opinion for the Panthers. 97 yards on 13 carries and that one long touchdown. Outside of that, I mean, that was pretty much it for the Panthers. Caleb Williams, 20 of 29 passing, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I think no turnovers in general, only sacked 1 time. That's the second 300-yard passing game. Take it with a grain of salt. That's 2 games, though. DeAndre Swift continued to be effective. 73 yards on 21 carries and a touchdown. I know you mentioned DJ Moore. He had two of them boys from Caleb Williams with 5 catches and 105 yards. So definitely glad to see that connection, growing. Komet had 57 yards on 3 catches. Swift had 47 yards receiving on 2 catches, and so on and so forth.
So I got a question before we get off the bed. Since Roshan Johnson is getting more touches, do y'all think we should trade Khalil Herbert?
So
I was just talking about this recently. But go ahead, Jamal.
So I wouldn't necessarily trade him. But I mean, there's definitely I don't feel like there's no spot for him currently right now. As far as being on the active roster, I just don't want to trade him. Just any event that um this year alone, like it's just been injuries across the board, left and right. It's been ridiculous amount of injuries. So it's just more so I just want to keep him for insurance purposes. But the fact that they finally have been giving Roshan the ball here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, especially in like short yardage situations and goal line situations, like they should have been doing. And the way that DeAndre Swift has been playing in the last 2 games, I mean, there's really no need to have, I guess, Herbert active, but I wouldn't necessarily trade him though.
Yeah, I see I was noticing they kind of kicked him to the curb, just like, I don't know, so I guess we ain't gonna be using Khalil Herbert no more. Um, I don't know. It ain't really, like Jamar said, it ain't really a spot for him. I guess
He
since
could run. He could run the kickoff back. I don't care. Come on.
I mean, yeah, he could, but I mean, if they got what's the number 11 name? Carter.
Yeah.
I
Oh
forgot his
yeah,
first name back there.
but I'm just saying, shit. Here, I know they'll both be a dynamic back there. You got a speedster. You got somebody who gon' you know what I'm saying. I say put him on kick return.
Yeah, just give him some touches, but they ain't looking too good. I kind of noticed that within these last couple of weeks, but really since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, and then this is the very last thing, but I feel like when you pay DeAndre Swift, he kind of like somewhat did pretty much the same identical things that you had Khalil Herbert do to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like once you did that, in my head, before the season started, like, so I was wondering how Khalil Herbert was going to really fit into this because Roshan's a different back from those two. So it's like Roshan complements one or the other, but Herbert and Swift, they pretty much one and the same. Just Swift, I feel like, in my opinion, is a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah, Swift almost looked like Matt Forte last week, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, that's a Bears legend that we truly miss right there. Whew. All right. So, with all that being said, let's talk about the league as a whole. Just we pretty much a quarter of the way in the regular season here. Before we get into our NFL reactions, overreactions, anything that sticks out in the league right now? I'm gonna go with Ian first on this one. Anything that sticks out to you?
Uh, I think it's one thing that sticks out to me is uh, Steelers not using George Pickens.
Ooh.
I don't know what his relationship is with Mike Tomlin. I've seen a report of Mike Tomlin saying that, you know, they'll use him analytically in certain spots. When I feel like George Pickens, he shouldn't lead the field at all. He should be on every offensive down. There's no way he should lead the field. But that really didn't make sense to me. But then I feel like they don't have the best relationship. So I don't know what's going on there. Um, Everybody know the Panthers are terrible. The whole organization is terrible. Um, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is he's been proving us wrong. They've been having injuries. He had a pretty good game. Was that Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
Put the Seahawks away. Um,
See, that would be a perfect time. If I had somebody's soundbite, I would have just played it.
Mm.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
For sure.
And somehow I don't know how they do it. He's not even really playing the best. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know how they do it, but
We know how they
somehow,
doing it, man.
somehow, some way they get it done.
We know how they doing it, man. Them zebras getting paid for a reason.
Oh man.
It's too known now, bro. I could understand if you could hit it under the skies. You know what I'm saying? Like every other play or like once every you know what I'm saying, once a quarter or so. But not every time it's critical in a game, bro. Like it's sick.
Uh,
It's
I,
sick.
I guess those the same zebras from the New England days then,
Gotta be.
because people felt the same way during that time too.
I mean, I felt the same way after what was it, the Tuck rule when they was playing the
Bruh.
Raiders.
When we was
Hey,
young, we just knew that didn't look right, and they still got away with that call.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to go through the TV and fight every referee because I was pissed. I ain't
Dude,
gonna lie.
that Raiders team was legit that year too.
They was legendary. That was a legendary Raiders team, man.
Yeah, dude, ain't no way. But real quick before I let you go on this one, Jake. Back to the Steelers thing that you mentioned. I don't know for one way or another. So the Steelers are notorious for always drafting great wide receivers, right? Always.
Yeah.
But I guess in the same breath, within those great wide receivers come great diva personalities because every single one of them always has some type of diva issue, some type of like it's always something. From I think when Martavis Bryant was there to Antonio Brown to Juju to a certain extent, you got
Plaxico
Pickens,
Burris.
Blacks. Yeah, it just one way or another. It's always some type of drama with wide receivers, star wide receivers that they end up drafting, and it's always something. But Jake, Mr. Bang Bang Niners game. What anything that sticks out for you this week?
This anything that stick out with me this week. MVP voting is on an all-time high this NFL season. I just want to ask, who is y'all top 5 for MVP at the moment?
Ooh.
Top five will have to be Lamar. This not any order.
No,
Yeah.
just
It'll have to be Lamar. I mean, we're gonna be honest. You gotta put Jaden Daniels in there. Uh, Lamar, Jaden Daniels, Sam Donald.
mm,
Sam Donald. Two more. Sam Donald, Lamar, Jaden Daniels. Mm,
it's tough. It's tough out here.
I don't know if I can. Eight, five. Um, that will probably be my top three.
All right. So I'm gonna take your three so far.
hmm
I will add.
Oh, you know what?
So
I think I know who you're gonna say. But go ahead.
I'm like so Mahomes' name was floating around in my head, but I know he ain't played too well. But they're undefeated, so I'm struggling with that one. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
that's why I didn't say Pat.
yeah, that's why I'm struggling with that one. I would throw for a non-quarterback. It's actually two non-quarterbacks I was thinking out there. One of them just got hurt, which is Nico Collins because he's just balling out this
No,
year.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And then it's crazy because after week one, we were saying like, I don't know, that's a good fit, but Derrick Henry, he out there doing his thing. Keep it
Mm.
PG. He's doing his thing. So yeah. I mean, it is a very interesting MVP race so far. It really is. And I say for me, as far as NFL, it's I feel like every year there's always that team that can be worse the first in the division. I feel like that never fails. Every year we've been seeing it for I don't know the last several years, and the Commanders they look like they probably gonna end up being that team. I know it's still early in the year. I mean, I know the Eagles is finally about to get healthy here. The Cowboys, Cowgirls, Cow whatever.
Hmm.
If they don't win tomorrow, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they in trouble. They're in trouble. But just to see the Commanders doing what they're doing with a lackluster defense is, I mean, it's impressive. It's very impressive. It really is. So, all right. Victor said Carr, Henry,
Mm.
Chains, Daniels, Darnold. I don't know who Chains is. Am I
Kirko
Kirko?
Chains.
Kirko
Kirko.
Chains.
Oh, okay. I ain't mad at it. the Falcons keep winning, he'll definitely be in that conversation. All right, so needless to say, let's get into NFL reactions and overreactions. All right, so I only got four this time around, but nevertheless, first one, is it an overreaction to think that Robert Saleh should have been the first coach fired? Ian,
I feel like say the phrase again, so I can
is
make sure
it
I'm saying it right.
all right? So is it an overreaction to think that Robert Saleh should have been the first coach fired?
Yeah, it is an overreaction. I don't feel like he deserved to be fired. Um, in a sense, I feel like that offense, as far as I felt like it's just something with the system. Like they just maybe they don't have the right offensive coordinator. And I mean, your quarterback is pushing 45. I mean, you're coming off an Achilles injury. You know, he's not like the most athletic guy. I mean, he's not Tom Brady, you know, slow or something like that. But I mean, he might be now. He's coming off a Achilles injury at his 40s. That's not an easy thing to do. That's not an easy thing to do in your 20s, let alone 40. So,
Preach, preacher.
um, I don't know, man. That's pretty tough. But as the head coach and the quarterback, you're always gonna take all the blame. So,
All right, Jake, do you need to hear the question again, or you got it?
I got it. I
All
got
right.
it. It is a. It's definitely an overreaction. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers just want his way, and he been that way since the Packers. That's why they let him go. Uh, I don't think he should have been fired at all. I feel like it was the same thing when Lovey Smith was playing for coach of the Bears, and he was a defensive minded coach,
Mm-hmm.
and our offense looked like a high school offense. We had a whole bunch of pro right eye dives with Thomas and in that backfield, and we had a lot of square outs with tight ends and stuff like that. A little simple offense just to get it going, you know.
Yep.
Um, with the Jets, you don't have a half high offense, but you do. I feel like they just need to move the ball a bit more, like spread it out. Garrett Wilson is too small for me to be a number one receiver. I feel like he should be playing in the slot more or playing the two. But it's really just the play call. I feel like the offensive coordinator should have been fired before Dan Shula because he's amazing. He's an amazing coach and an overall person.
So that's where I pretty much was going with this. So we always talk about Daniel Jones. We call him Danny Crimes because he stole money from New York. More so, he stole Saquon Barkley's money from a couple of years ago when they got to the playoffs. It was a Saquon Barkley offense. We make fun of Daniel Jones for that instance, and in the same breath, we should be doing the same with Nathaniel Hackett because he can't hack it. He can't do he like we've seen it time and time again. Um, with Mr. Hackett. Ever since he left Green Bay, he was pretty much exposed as a head coach for the Denver Broncos. That didn't go so well. Um, we saw it last year. Um, Even after the 4 plays before Aaron Rodgers went down, we saw how dreadful that offense looked. And even with a healthy Aaron Rodgers this year, it like dude's trash. He
Yep.
just sucks. Um, he should have been the one that got fired, in my opinion. And Robert Saleh apparently was getting ready, was thinking about that according to reports, but the owner made the decision
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of Robert Saleh. Like apparently the owner didn't even let the GM know what was going on. So it's just a lot of disconnect, a lot of anarchy or whatever you want to call it in New York, in Gang Greenland. So more power to him.
Morning, Brandon. Shit.
Morning, bro.
Morning, B.
All right, so to get to the second one here, Ian, is it an overreaction to think that Doug Peterson should be the next coach fired if the Jags lose to the Bears tomorrow?
That's not an overreaction. Whatever he over there doing, it ain't working. Um, it might not just be Doug Peterson. It might be the whole structure of that team. It might be the quarterback. Um, but I do feel like they'll get it together a little bit and kind of make a little bit of ground up. But um, it's not an overreaction though. I think if he continue to lose games like this and they can't get it together, I think it's that time for a new regime in Jacksonville.
Okay. Jake, what do you think?
It is not an overreaction. We kicking Buddy ass out the stadium. Like, I feel like he's not trying to unlock Trevor Lawrence's potential. The offense looks stale. You have a great tight end who's not getting any looks. That's insane. You have nice, quick receivers where they could move the ball if they get their hands on it. Like, they just got to get their hands on it. The offensive line is not okay. The defense look horrible. Travis Etienne Jr., you know what I'm saying, barely could go through the holes when he running the ball. It looked like a shit show. You know what I'm saying? They got to pack it up and start all over. And why not start all over with a great coach and then, you know what I'm saying, who just got fired? Let him go pick him up. I feel like it'd be a new, you know what I'm saying, rejuvenation. He got a young QB. He got a decent defense that he can, you know what I'm saying, like put his mindset to and plug and play. I think it'd be I think, you know what I'm saying, for Shula it'd be a better fit for him. You know what I'm saying? He just Jaguars. I need y'all to get on it. You know what I'm saying? Go, hey, listen in. Just go ahead.
All right, so Brandon said perhaps Trevor Lawrence has not been the same since his injury as well. So I think it's a number of things. For one, I want to say before they survived last week, because even though they was in control of that game, they almost blew that game against the Colts. Against Joe Flacco, came off his couch, almost beat them in a place that the Colts haven't won in like 10 years. If I'm not mistaken, they had lost like 9 games before then in a row, dating back to last year. Look, I want to say Ian mentioned this last week. We gave Trevor a pass the first year because of the whole Urban Meyer thing. That was just bad all the way around. And the second year it seemed like he was making progress. I mean, Doug Peterson was a former quarterback in this league. Doug Peterson came from the Eagles, who won a Super Bowl at the time as part of the coaching staff.
Keyword coaching staff, not head coach.
I mean, right. But you would think that he has some type of, championship pedigree, some type of insight of, what it takes to win. And yeah, at that time, that his first year, they did win the division, playoffs. And then, last year they had that collapse. And it seemed like ever since then, they just have not gotten their ish together. And usually when a team keeps losing like that, maybe the head coach message is getting stale, as in maybe he does not have the locker room like he used to.
Yeah.
But like Jags defense is just trash. I know you mentioned that pretty good tight end. I'm pretty assuming you're talking about Evan Ingram, but for just to be fair, I mean he only got one catch on the year because he's been hurt the whole time. With that one, Tank Bigsby, who they drafted last year. I mean he has the most rushing yards on the team, on like 20 less carries than Travis Etienne. Just throwing that out there. Trevor Lawrence has not looked great at all. Maybe it could be part of that injury, or maybe it's just no progression at all. But nevertheless, them paying him $55 million a year, and for the record to be what it is, it's just not a good look all the way around. So I felt like if they would have lost last week, that man might not have a job right now. So, all right, third one. Ian, I'm pretty much re-asking this question from last week. Once
Mhm.
once again, is it an overreaction to think that the Minnesota Vikings are a Super Bowl contender? They are 5-0 with the best record in the NFC.
I think it's a. I don't know, man. I do think it's an overreaction, but I mean, if they keep winning. I feel like they winning, but I can't say it's overreaction after a while. But I mean, they are the surprise team of this year. We always had that one surprise team that they might not have the best roster or quarterback or receivers or something, and they just come out of nowhere. You look up, boom, they 5-0, and this year is the Vikings. So I would say it's an overreaction still, but I mean, after a while, I mean, if they win this weekend, next week I'm gonna hit you with the nah, ain't no overreaction no more.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Jake, what you thinking?
Uh, I don't want to get their head up or nothing, but dang, I want to say overreaction, but I want to say I wouldn't say they like Super Bowl favorites. That's what I'm not going to say.
Oh no, they are.
I give them a first round exit, but they're a great team right now. What got them going is Justin Jefferson, who's always amazing, and that blitz heavy defense. That blitz heavy defense is giving people problems. They blitzing on first down, second down, third down, and if y'all going for it on fourth, you might get the defensive coordinator over in the cut coming in for the blitz too. Like it's ugly. Like they not giving no quarterback no room and no time to throw. So I don't think they can keep it up all season. So I'm gonna keep it with the overreaction. I'm gonna keep with the overreaction.
All right, so the only thing I'll just be a little neutral here, but just throw it out here. So week one, they beat down the Giants in MetLife Stadium 28-6. Week two, they took care of Bang Bang Niner game at home 23-17. That one was an eye raiser. I'm like, okay. Third week, they dismantled the Houston Texans. That one, I was like, whoa, 34-7. Made CJ Stroud look really pedestrian in that game. Fourth game, they went on the road to Lambeau, was beating them down, even though
They almost gave it up.
they almost gave it up, but they still won 31-29. And then in London last week, I mean, they had Aaron Rodgers looking pretty bad out there. Even
They
though
almost gave that game up too.
they almost did, because Sam Darnold came back down to earth a little bit, but they ended up winning 23-17. And just so you know, the Vikings average about 28 points a game, and they only give up 15 points a game. So just throwing that out there. All right.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's dumb to think about. And the last one, Ian. Lastly, is it an overreaction to think that the state of Ohio is terrible at football in NFL?
I mean, at this point,
that is a
that's not an overreaction. Besides from the Ohio State, yeah, man, they're not looking good. The Bengals, uh, I don't know. They had a hard fought game against the Ravens, but just can't get it done. Gotta get it done. And the Browns, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's Deshaun. I don't know if it's the O line. I don't know if they not running the ball. I think it's a combination of everything in Cleveland, but it ain't working out. So no, it's not an overreaction, man. They're not getting it done at all. Both teams.
Jake, what you thinking?
Hey man, the question by itself is hilarious. Man, not good at football at all. Like Jesus. At the moment, it's not an overreaction. Uh, I believe both sides is coaching to me. Um, and missing players. I feel like the Cleveland Browns missing a running back,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bengals also missing a running back and some defensive players. But both sides, I still think it's like coaching. Like, to me, I think the Bengals had a chance to win the game last week, and after Burrow threw that pick, they kept running the ball. Like they act like this man ain't Joe Burrow. He did go to a Super Bowl. I mean, he is one of the talented quarterbacks in the league. They should have gave him a chance to win the game, man, instead of running the ball 3 straight times and didn't go nowhere. So I feel like it's coaching and player some players that's missing.
Okay. All right. So my 2 cents are both teams are 1-4. Both teams are winless at home. Um, and let's get into the Cincinnati side. I do agree with you as far as the coaching because I remember in the group chat last Sunday, we was kind of mad at the Ravens blowing this game, and in all actuality, the Ravens probably should have lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Taylor, they fumbled that game, and if Tiana was here, she'll usually say like it's not a real reaction. The Bengals always start off slow. Like this is not it. This is not the same situation in my opinion. And as far as
man, bro,
and then as far as Cleveland, like so yeah, they missing Nick Chubb, but here's the thing: the biggest fumble in that one is them letting go of Joe Flacco and let him go to Indianapolis. They had no business doing that whatsoever.
Not at all.
Because
I think it's Kareem Hunt.
I mean, but even besides that, Jerome Ford was the guy last year. They ended up still making the playoffs, a 10-win team last year. I think it all, even though Kevin Stefanski is not looking the greatest, I think it all starts and ends with Deshaun Watson. Because this man, like, I don't even know the last time this man threw over 200 yards in the game. I mean, if he did it maybe one time this year, like, he only has 852 passing yards in 5 games.
Man.
And it's crazy because I don't even think he's turning the ball over a lot.
Nope. It's progression down
I
the field. People forgot, man. He didn't play football for almost 2 years, and he was dealing with all that legal stuff that Houston put on him. To me, because the story to me about Deshaun Watson, once Hopkins left, he wanted to leave. He said they didn't re-sign Hopkins. They let JJ Watt go. They literally let all their key players leave Houston and tried to keep Deshaun Watson as the star of the show. He requested a trade before all these rumors came up. He requested a trade. After he requested that trade, all these legal accusations and stuff saying that he touched all these women. That man was stressed out. And still, while he's playing football, they still going through that paperwork and stuff. and accusations. That man, his mind is not right. So his mind ain't thinking about football.
To this day.
I mean, you're probably right as far as the mindset. Because yeah, I don't think the mindset is there, but it may be fair or unfair. They paid that man $234 million guaranteed to be your franchise quarterback, and you're
And that's
not doing it.
that was just to pay his lawyer fees and all that back money he got to pay Houston. That's the only reason I see it. It wasn't to play football. It's really for them lawyer fees, and he owed Houston some money because of that contract they gave him. So they owe him some money. So they had to make the contract big enough because he owed Houston money. So I really feel like all that money is for his lawyer fees and paying them people back.
I mean, maybe so. If that's the case, then they should have never gave him the money or traded for him in the first place.
I mean, I don't know. When I go through the comments on social media with the Browns, I know a lot of people say you got to watch the game, and they believe that it's not all of Deshaun Watson. I remember reading a comment, some guy he was saying, if you watch the Browns and you strictly blaming the Browns' success all along, or this the way they plan on Deshaun Watson, then you're like, well, you don't know football. Then of course you got the people that that's gonna blame it on him. But I don't know. It just could be a Cleveland thing. Cleveland does have this. I don't know. They just in football. Besides that one year with Baker Mayfield, and they beat the snot out of the Steelers.
Yeah.
Other than that, they like the can't get rights. You know what I'm saying? NFL. Then one of my homies did say he felt like Deshaun Watson just want to get fresh and post pictures on IG. So I don't know. At this point, it could be a combination of it all, but it ain't looking good in Cincy or Cleveland.
It's not. And like I said, fair or unfair, he's always under the microscope because of the size of contract that the Browns gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And the off the field issues as well.
Yeah. So that's that. So yeah, that's our segment for NFL reactions and overreactions. All right. So notable college football games. So I mean, last week it wasn't too many notable games on this list, but man, it was upset after upset, left out the round. Like,
man,
this week is the week.
Last week, what 5 of the top 25 teams lost?
Yeah, it was
top 10,
wild.
I think.
Three out the top 10. I think 5 out the top 20. It was bad. Mm-hmm. This week we got some heavyweight matchups though. We got number 1 Texas 5-0 at number 18 Oklahoma, who's 4-1. So that's gonna be a good one.
Rivalry game.
Yep. Number 4 Penn State, who is undefeated, taking their talents
all the way
to USC, all the way across the coast. Even though they're 3-2, but going into that environment, that's tough. Number 2, the
Ohio State University,
who are 5-0. They're taking their talents all the way West Coast as well.
So is they playing somebody this week?
They're playing Oregon, number 3.
Oh, they finally get some. They finally get to play somebody with some talent. I'm happy.
Yeah. So both teams are undefeated, and they're going to Oregon for it. So that's whew.
Awesome.
Conference game too. I think it's Oregon and USC first conference game, I believe. No, not USC. They played Michigan already. I think it's Oregon first conference.
I think it might be. Like it just feels weird having them. It's like the lions and the hyenas coming together in a Lion King. It don't feel right at all.
Yeah.
You got South Carolina, who's 3-2 at the newly number 7 Alabama, who took that L last week. My God, to Vanderbilt
last week, boy.
To Vanderbilt. Victor, you still watching? I know you're a Bama fan. You still here?
Nick Saban jinxed them a couple weeks ago.
You did. Now he jinxed them.
Jinxed them bad too.
Nah, Vandy played a good game last week, man. I watched that game from start to finish. That was an amazing game, bro.
Same. Just I feel like a lot of other teams would have probably folded.
Yeah.
But they held strong. They stayed true to their identity. They didn't switch up on anything.
Man,
they kept applying pressure.
All next week, they was lit. Oh,
I would be too. Like, man, no school on Monday. I would have cancel school that day. And then number 18, Kansas State 4-1 at Colorado, who's 4-1 as well. So those
Big
are your
game.
indeed, and all the Colorado games. Just in case you all aware, they're all televised this year, all of them. Just so yeah, that's your notable college football games this week. All right, so two more quick. We're gonna quick segments on this, and then we'll get into our week 6 picks for the NFL. All right, so MLB playoffs are here pretty much at this point. We're just waiting on results of Game 5 of this matchup that I really don't care about because of two teams I really don't care about.
That's crazy.
Is that the Tigers and the Guardians, I suppose? Yeah, them two clowns. And I guess the winner plays the Yankees. So you got that side, and then you got the Mets and the Dodgers. So real quick, at this point, what are your World Series predictions? Like which teams are going to the World Series?
I don't know, man. It's a tough out against the Mets. They ain't no joke. Dodgers just got superstar power, but I think the Mets can edge them out in the Game 7. I think Mets got a lot of grit, and it's going to be real hard to play in that New York Mets stadium. Like Yankee Stadium is cool. You could get a couple wins in there, but that Mets Stadium, it's gonna be nice. My bad. And the Mets and Dodgers, I think Mets could get them in 7. That Yankees and I'm gonna say Yankees and the Guardians. I'm gonna just say the Guardians gonna win. And if the Guardians win, I think the Guardians they could pull the Yankees number. But if the Tigers win, it's gonna be Yankees. I got Yankees and Mets in the first ever, right around the corner of World Series.
Second ever.
Like, I think that'll be dope. But I know what the people want to see, and I know what Vegas want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to see. I mean, both of them be a good match. Yankees and Mets, or Yankees and Dodgers. So I feel it's gonna be one of those Yankees and Mets or Yankees and Dodgers. Either way, it'll be a good World Series.
Okay. What you thinking, Ian?
I want to see the Subway Series Part 2 again. I want to see that happen again.
Okay. So I'll throw this out there that I heard the other day and I was mind blowing. So anytime that the Milwaukee Brewers make the playoffs, whoever knocks them out in the last 8 times they made the playoffs, they ended up in the World Series. And 5 of the times they end up winning the World Series. And it blew my mind. And so that team this year was the Mets. And with that, I kind of ran to the DraftKings sports books and just do something on it just in case to see if history repeats itself. I mean, why not? So personally, I would want to see the Dodgers there only because I want to see Shohei actually make some noise in the playoffs. That's
Showtime.
Yeah. Shows. I like that. That's what I want to see on that one. But I wouldn't, like Ian and you said, Jake, I wouldn't mind having a Subway Series Part 2. I would not mind that at all. I remember the first one with Mike Piazza and them against that juggernaut of a Yankees team back in the day. But I guess for the Yankees' sake, I'm gonna need Aaron Judge to show up in the playoffs. I'm gonna need him to show up. I mean, everybody else is kind of doing this thing. If he just shows up, then yeah, they can probably get it done. So that's where I'm at with that one. And then really quick, the WNBA finals are here. Lynx took a stellar game 1. Who wins this series?
It's going down to the wire to me. But I'm still going with New York I want New York to win. But if Minnesota win, I'm cool with that as well.
I got New York as well. I just think it's their year. I really do think it's their year.
Yeah, they bet they
Still piss
lost.
my girl off, but with her having an amazing year. But I think New York, they'll get it done this year. I think
Like,
Sabrina and the girls gonna get it done.
for New York's sake, they better get it done. Like you know, conquered King Kong and the Aces. You better get it done.
No,
Yep.
so
So so yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Liberty still get it done, but they better win game 2. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, for sure. They lost a heartbreaker.
oh yeah, and then Vegas is the new spot for teams. Since they closed the Oakland A's,
Yeah.
they already found their place. They putting it on the strip. I forgot what Vegas strip, but it's gonna be on the strip for the Vegas Athletics. That's what it's gonna be called instead of Oakland. And then they finna have that the NBA team up out there too. They already expanded.
Yeah, it's coming. And it's crazy. I think about 10 years ago, it was still a thought that there's no way that Vegas could hold a sports team because of all the gambling and stuff, all the aura that comes with it. But things change real quick, and
Real fast.
look where we're at now. All right. So, with all that being said, we are here, and
Wait,
it is time for
wait,
our huh?
we're not talking about the NBA preseason yet.
Eh,
Not yet.
I think we should hold off to next week on that one.
All right.
But one thing I can say though, before we do get into that, is we do have a fantasy basketball league, um, sponsored by yours truly, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. So we're looking for 4 more members. We'll post the link in the group in our group. Um, Free to join. We'll set the draft date, and personally, I'm probably thinking maybe next Saturday or next Sunday, basically, because I think the season starts on the 23rd or something like that,
I thought
22nd,
we was about
23rd.
to ask what's the first game of the season.
It'll be here less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'm thinking next weekend we should probably set the draft and get that knocked out.
I got to Let me set an alarm because I ain't missing this. I don't even know how to play NBA fantasy, so
So yeah,
I'm
we'll
getting blind.
matter of fact, we'll be discussing like how to go about the rules and stuff in the chat after this. So all right. So with all that being said, let's get into these picks. And then from last week, just so you know, it was a tie between the 2 people that are not here. Just
That's
so you know.
crazy.
Okay. Let me get to the screen. All right. So our Bears are up first. We are in London. 8:30 in the morning Central Time. NFL Network. This is quote unquote a home game for the Bears, but we know that London is Jacksonville's second home.
Mhm.
So with all that being said, spread is -1 for the Bears. 44.5 is the over under on this game. Ian, what are you thinking?
I got the Jags. Jags get back on track.
Okay. So that'd be 2 in a row for the Jags. Jake, what you thinking?
I'm going with Dennis Rodman in the football version and the Bears, man. I'm going with them.
Fair enough. I know who Tiana's picking by default.
Mhm.
And I mean, at
Go
this
ahead,
point,
who you got?
if Brandon's still here, he may or may not still be here. But I mean, each and every week you see the sign behind me. Matter of fact, you see the hoodie I'm wearing.
Mhm.
It's look, if the Bears are going to make the playoffs, this is the game I had them marked winning. This is the game you have to win. And based on how the Jags have been playing, you got to win. And I'm glad. And one thing I'm glad the Jags actually won last week and not lost, Because usually when you start like 0-4 and 5, like you going against a desperate team. I don't want to play a desperate team like that. So, nevertheless,
Oh yes.
bear down. All right.
I didn't think I had some. Oh yeah. I'm finna see if I can play this today, bro. My bad, y'all.
No, you good. All right. Next one up, we got the Cardinals traveling to Lambeau Field against that team. Um, that team is favored by 5.5 at home. 47.5 is the over under. Ian, where we're at?
Uh, Going Cardinals. My boy, he had a big game what was that, last week? He came back against the 40. Well, not well before they had this Thursday night game. Came back against the 49ers. So I'll go with the Cardinals.
Okay, Jake, what you thinking?
Let me get some extra Parmesan cheese on my pizza, please. I'm going with the Packers, man.
Yeah, I might eat me some pizza today also. So we'll leave it at that. All right, next up, division game. We got the Colts, which is looking like Anthony Richardson is on track to being the quarterback of this game. They're taking their talents to Music City, to Tennessee, who are 1-3 as well. Will Levis will start this game. Tennessee is minus 2.5 at home, 42.5 over under. All right, Ian, who you got?
This is a tough one. Go. I'm gonna go Indianapolis on this one.
All right.
That's a game I ain't gonna bet on, but I'm going with the Titans.
Yeah, I am. A Siri play Latoya Luckett torn. I'm torn. I'm torn here. Because here's the thing: like if Joe Flacco was the quarterback, I would absolutely pick the Colts. Anthony Richardson, who has 6 picks on the year, who loves giving the ball to the other team. I mean, you got that, and you also got Will Levis, who's pretty much one and the same, who loves giving the ball to the other team. So it's like, I guess it comes down to who runs the football the best on this one here. I'm gonna take the Colts. I don't have the warm and fuzzies as I normally say. I don't at all. Like Jake said, I'm staying away from this game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's if I was to do something, there'd be a prop bet, and it'd be probably Tony Pollard to score anytime touchdown. So, next one, Texans at Patriots. Houston is minus 6.5 on the road. 37.5 is the over under. We will see Drake Mayo in his debut start in this one. Ian.
Man, I'm gonna go with Drake May win his first game.
Sheesh.
I ain't going with that man. Fuck buddy. I'm going with CJ. This is his first game. I know rookies don't look good always in their first game, but I'm going with the man with the plan right now. CJ Stroud.
All right, I feel you. I'm with you on that. Like, look, I feel embarrassed taking the Patriots last week, and I let
And
Dwayne know.
Houston ain't playing either.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm taking Houston. Give me Houston. I know no Nico Collins, but hey,
they still got weapons. It's up. And Joe Mixon finna come back.
yep, he's coming back, and let's see Tank Dell. I'm ready to see some Tank Dell this week. So,
Yeah.
all right, next one we got a division game. We got the Bakers, man. This man's been on fire this year. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They on the note, they did get out of there quick. I think they left on Tuesday to escape Hurricane Milton, and Definitely thoughts and prayers to everybody that's affected by that, because that was very bad hurricane.
Man, oh,
They take their talents to New Orleans, who we will see Spencer Rattler starting his debut with the Saints after Derek Carr, I think, oblique injury from that game. Tampa's favorite on the road, 3.5. Over under is 41.5. And what you thinking?
Mm, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay, man.
All right, Jake.
I want to say I want to go with Tampa Bay only because Spencer Riley is a rookie. But I'm not gonna lie, he did look good in the preseason with the ones. Like I thought he was gonna be the starting QB. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the season, I know they still had Derek Carr, but he looked good this preseason. But like they told me my freshman year when I played football, nigga, you ain't shit until you get some shit under your belt. So I'm going.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is the first time that I am actually, based on these picks, this is the first time that we both sided with Ian today. So therefore, without further ado, oh man, I kind of jacked that up. Hold on, one
He
more time.
broke the button, y'all.
I broke the button. I had my volume on mute. I forgot. That's on me. All right. So before the season started, I thought this would be a pretty good game, but I don't know. I have different feelings now. The cat litter, the Cleveland Browns on the road
Not the cat litter. Jesus Christ.
at Lincoln Financial Field. The Eagles are back and they're healthy. Eagles are favored by 9.5 points. That's major. 42.5 over under. Ian, what you thinking?
9.5.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Eagles, but 9.5. That's what they're going with. What was the over under?
Over under is, let me back to the screen, 42.5.
I'd rather go with the over under than the 9. That's scary.
Hey, they pretty much basically saying that the Browns cannot score the ball. That's what
Yeah.
they're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man, yeah, I go with the over under on that one. Then that 9, sounds that's scary. I don't know.
I mean, Browns defense hasn't been great at all this year, and that's probably because the offense can't move the ball. And as we know as Bears fans, we can have a good defense, but if our defense always on the field, I mean, it's going
Sooner or later.
Yep. But yeah, and this one here, ain't no way, dog. I'm picking the Browns to win this game. All right, we got a good one here. We got the Commanders. This is the DMV game. We got the Commanders and the Ravens. Commanders on the road at Baltimore. 6.5 point favorite for the Ravens. 51.5 over under. Lamar Jackson, that Ian mentioned earlier, MVP candidate. I also threw out the idea of Derrick Henry, both of them balling out this year. But anyway, Ian, what you thinking?
It's a tough one. I want to pick Washington, but I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
All right, and just to throw it out here, I just forgot to mention, Brian Robinson. There's a chance that he may not play. So just throwing that out there. All right, Jake.
I'm going for everybody that's black. I'm going with the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels. And he's making his mark that game.
I must say this is definitely a statement game.
And the Ravens defense is bad in pass defense.
They are.
He's going to torch them, bro. If Jaden Daniels could do what he do, he got it, bro. He got it.
Dude. So I want to say about 90% of the over unders that involves the number 50 have usually been under this year. I think this goes over. Um, Statement game, definitely a statement game for both teams here. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt to the Ravens, but man, oh man, I cannot wait to watch this game.
No, that's must see TV right there.
Definitely is. All right, so beginning of the afternoon games tomorrow, we got Justin Herbert and the Chargers going on the road to Mile High Stadium to face the Broncos. The Chargers are -3 favorites on the road. 35.5 is the over under. Ian, what are you thinking here?
I don't know on this one. I'll let Jake go on this one first. It's a tough one for me.
Man, he got me beat too. But no, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
I'll say I can go first.
It's the Broncos and who again?
The Chargers.
Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. I want to say Broncos because at home they've been superb. Um Patrick Surtain been he been locking some shit down this season. Man, I want to say Broncos in the upset, but Khalil Mack and Bosa is some scary people that's on the other side of that ball. I'm a I'm gonna stick my neck out with this. I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm gonna go Broncos
Okay.
because Chargers really ain't got no real number one receiver. So I'm gonna go Broncos.
All right, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pick the Broncos.
Oh, Tiana, wave your hand, Tiana.
I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one.
I wanted to go with them too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And Joey, like I said, Joe, yeah, Bosa and Khalil Mack is some scary people, but Denver been doing their thing in the crib, bro. That's why I'm like, I don't know. They been doing their thing, man. This is why I need to go take this in. I just forgot about that. One of my keys is broke off my saxophone. That's why I need to get this fixed. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with the Chargers on this one.
It's gonna be a good game though, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Once I make me some extra money, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send y'all the YouTube TV link so we can watch everything.
No, you funny. Uh, Ian, who did you end up picking?
Go with the Chargers on this one.
Okay. All right, let's move it along because I gotta get out of here soon. All right, Steelers, Justin Fields and the Steelers. Matter of
I,
fact,
I
Justin
thought
Fields, huh?
I think Russell started.
No, I think,
Nah, he's just gonna be the second string quarterback this week.
yeah, yeah, Justin, they gonna continue with Justin here, and I hope Justin continues to start. At least let the Bears get a fourth round pick from this man,
Mhm.
7-6. But anyway, they're taking their talents to Vegas, hot spot here. To face Aiden O'Connell, who's the starting quarterback these days for the Raiders. Um, Jalen Warren, I think, is out again. And of course, Devontae Adams not playing. So, all right. Nevertheless, Ian, who you got? Oh, I'm sorry. -3 for the Steelers, 36.5 over under.
I'm going with Justin and the Steelers. Back on track this week. Should be easy. I won't say easy because they got Max Crosby, but should be a win.
Yeah. Jake, what you thinking?
I'm going with my quarterback, man.
Uh, I guess what's understood ain't got to be explained here, fellas. So, all right. I'm just making sure we was all booking our flights together.
No, for sure. I'm going with my quarterback.
All right. So, I think this is the Fox game of the week. Lions, the grit, Ian's team going to Jerry's world against them boys who them
Oh,
girls, or whatever you want to call them these days. No Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. Nevertheless, Detroit's favorite 3.5 on the road, 52.5 over under on this one. Ian, what you got? Oh, I
man,
should know who got.
Cowboys pissed me off last week.
I
I
felt
stayed
that.
up until 1 in the morning almost trying to watch Justin beat them boys. But no, I got the grit, man.
Oh, shit. Are we doing the gritty this week?
I got the Lions.
Jake, you doing the gritty this week?
uh, I don't like them cow people. I don't, and I don't want to bet against them. That's why I'm gonna put money on the Lions. But this got to be their statement game. They lose, they should blow it up, blow everything up. But mm, I'm gonna go with Lions. It's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna go Lions.
Yeah, I feel you, and I know who T is picking. So yeah, I got the Lions too. All right, so I think only one person will prevent a Cancun on this one, but nevertheless, we got Kirk O'Change taking his talents to the Panthers. Then the Panthers hashtag is banned from programming right now.
Oh man,
Thanks to Diddy. 3-2 Falcons at the 1-4 Panthers. Falcons are -6 favorite on the road, 46.5 over under. Ian, does the Rusty Rifle get it done?
No, I don't think so. I think Darnell Mooney and Drake London and those guys get it done. They
bro.
should get it done.
All right, so I'm assuming Jake Kirk O'Change is back.
No, I ain't rooting for Kirk, but I'm picking the Falcons. I just don't like him. I'm waiting for Michael Penix to be the quarterback. I feel like that offense would be more dynamic, and the ball would be spread a little bit more.
More dynamic than the 500 yards?
Yes,
All right.
because Bijan is not getting enough touches to me, man. He's not, and I got him on my fantasy team, and I don't like it. Okay,
I don't know if, like, I have mixed feelings on Bijan because part of me says, yeah, they should definitely focus on them more, but at the same time, I don't know if the offense they running really fits Bijan style either. I'm conflicted. But nevertheless, for this particular situation, we got that going. All right, so Sunday Night Football is pretty ugly. The 1-4 Bengals traveling to MetLife Stadium to play Danny Crimes and the Giants. The Cincinnati Bengals are favorite on the road 3.5, which I don't like that at all. 47.5 over under. Do the Bengals get it done, Ian?
Yeah, Jamar Chase have a big game again.
he better because he on my team, but I'm going Bengals.
All right, so I know who she's picking. Well, no Cancun this time. I'm taking the Giants. I don't trust. It's something about this. I feel like Nanny's more of a crime master than the state of football in Ohio. Besides the Columbus team, like everybody else stink. I can't do it.
But they didn't got no Malik. Who he gonna throw to?
Wandale Robinson. It don't even matter. I think it's more so. I mean, we said the same thing last week, and the Giants beat the Seahawks. which I'm still baffled about.
Yeah, I'm still baffled about that.
All right, so and then Monday Night Football, we got two New York teams on just different sides of the state. So we got Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, 3-2, going against Aaron Rodgers in the New York Jets. Buffalo's minus 2.5 on the road, 40.5 is the over/under.
I'm going Buffalo. The Jets, so they can't get worse right now.
They playing at New York?
I mean, technically,
Technically, they ain't leaving New York.
No,
I mean,
it's in Buffalo or
no, it's I would say MetLife Stadium.
oh, so it's I'm going with A-Rod and the Jets. I feel like since they fired him, they got to show out. They're gonna have to show out.
I'm with you on the rally on that one. The Bills, like, if real quick, did y'all see the way the Bills lost last week against the Texans? That made no sense. That was about as stupid as it comes.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I'm sitting here like you got to be kidding me. Like you just giving the game to the never mind. Yeah, I got the Jets for the reasons that Jake picked. So, and then I guess lastly we can get the Thursday pick here. Let me switch over. Who is the Thursday game? Yeah. Oh, interesting. All right. So Sean Payton is bringing his talents back to New Orleans here. Broncos at Saints. I don't have any spreads or anything, but everything stays constant. Ian, who you got?
Saints.
All right. Jake, what you got?
What
Broncos at Saints.
Yeah. Oh. What he say? Let's ride. I'm going with the Broncos.
Bronco country, let's ride.
Yeah.
I'm stumped the yard on this one. Give me the Broncos.
That's crazy.
All right, so that concludes our picks. Oh, I didn't know T was making picks.
Oh, my bad. I ain't read them all.
We'll get them later.
Saints, Jets, Bengals, Falcons, Steelers, Lions, Broncos. I think she missed the first couple games.
Yeah,
first 3-4 games.
All right, we'll get those in a bit. So, all right. Lastly, do we have anything for Ian's basement?
Just a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Vandy for knocking off Bama last week. Man, shout out to Lonzo for getting back healthy and finally coming back. I think he's going to be participating in the last couple of preseason games and the first game actually. And shout out to the Boise State running back. Is he gonna take the Heisman away from Travis Hunter or Cam Ward? I don't know, man. He putting up video game numbers, bro. It's crazy.
It's not fair.
You heard what he said? He said if he don't rush for over 2,000, he cutting his dreads off.
Hey, I mean at this point he on pace to breaking Barry Sanders' rushing record that's like 2,600 yards, and Barry only did that in like 11 games, which is insane.
Yeah, and I think he almost had a stack in 4 games.
He's over a stack. I think he had 12.
Yeah,
I think he had like 1,200.
I think he over a stack. Yeah.
I could have sworn last time I checked, it was
It's up there.
Let me see.
He definitely got some numbers though, but yeah, I think. Oh, one more other thing.
Yeah.
If you guys have Netflix, I definitely advise you guys to watch the starting 5 with what's it? LeBron, AE, Sabonis, Jason Tatum, and Jimmy Butler. It was a pretty good. It was a pretty good series. All 10 episodes. Get to see the day in the life of those guys from last year. It was a pretty good. Pretty good series.
Just like like the quarterback and the receiver style, right?
Yep. It was pretty good. It was real good.
Yeah, he got 1,031 yards, and he finna be. He finna. Oh man. No, if he get over 2,000 and under 10 games, he got to win the Heisman, bro. That's it. But Tiana told me to watch that. She said she asked me have I watched. I said, man, I've been going to work and coming home going to sleep. I ain't watching nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope for sure.
Fair enough. So, all right. So at this point, we are officially at the final thoughts and shout outs. I know you already did a couple. Do you have any more shout outs in or you
Um, no, just everybody have a good weekend. Some great college football games today. I'm gonna try to catch two of them. Not on daddy duty. I'm gonna try to catch a couple today later on, but a lot of good games. NBA is right around the corner. Excited for that with all the big moves. We got the World Series coming up, so some good sports events coming up, man. So lots to be excited about. Still got the NFL going on in the meat of the season, so pause. But got some good sports coming up, man.
facts? Jake, any final thoughts or shout outs, bro?
Shout out to our viewers, and if you got some more people that want to tune in, tell them to tune in. You can find us on all social media sites. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the team. Everybody stay blessed, and get some rest if you can this weekend for sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, this just been, well, like I said, one of my favorite months because it's a lot of sports happening. But to really conclude all this, like Brandon would say, remember that with God, all things are possible. And so, with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you are and would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.